Sports Blitz Live is on the air with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown, Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown!
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside Luke Robinson. We'll be with you for the next couple of hours, taking your phone calls, taking your comments, talking about everything going on in the world of sports. Thank you so much for all of you out there tuning us in this evening, as you, I'm sure, do each and every Tuesday evening. You can always catch us on WAXC TV here in the Lake Martin area, or WOTM statewide across the beautiful state of Alabama. We broadcast on Facebook Live and YouTube as well. So many different ways to find us. Tell your friends. Again, look, I thought about this. College World Series came to an end. NBA season came to an end. NHL season, which we don't talk about very much, came to an end last night. There is literally not much going on in the world of sports.
No.
Major League Baseball, which I love, which Luke hates.
But it means nothing right now.
We ain't even hit the All-Star break.
Yeah.
We could talk about the WNBA, but we'd only be talking about one person. And I don't even,
We tried that last week.
and it didn't really work. So anyway, I'm going to make some stuff up, and we're going to talk about some stuff tonight. But we are 66 days away from college football. So there's that, and that's something to look forward to, of course. Tennessee did beat Texas A&M last night to win the College World Series. It's actually a pretty historic team, this Volunteer team. They've done some things that no other team has ever done, like win 60 games in one season. First SEC team to be able to do that. They won the regular season, they won the SEC tournament, and they won the national championship. That's only been done 4 times in SEC history. They also were the first number 1 national seed. They only been doing national seeds, I think, since 99.
99.
Okay, so this is only the second time that number 1 seed's gone on to win it, and the only time it ever happened before that was the first year in Miami. So, again, some pretty historic things, power hitting, 4 home runs shy of the all-time record. 184 for them, 188 was the record of an LSU team in 1997. 37 home runs in the tournament. That is tied for the all-time tournament record. So, it's just a pretty impressive team. Love him or hate him. Vitello is a
Fiery.
brash, fiery kind of guy, and it's working in Knoxville.
Well, it is working, and, I saw something that said Alabama hired Brad Bohannon on June 5th of 2017, and Tennessee hired Vitello on June 7th of 2017. Obviously, both took 2 different paths.
Both were assistants in SEC.
That's right. And Vitello really just seems to have it together. You got to give him a lot of credit. Look, the people were wondering, can he get over the hump? He'd had some missteps along the way, but that probably makes this all the more sweeter. And I got to say that it's just a fantastic accomplishment. I'm not one of those. I saw some Alabama fans on Twitter saying that, this is gross, Tennessee winning it. I'm not one of those that I'm not even really anti-Tennessee in football. I'm fine. I used to be when they had Phil Fulmer. But
when they actually beat Alabama from time
when
to
they
time.
would beat us from time to time. But no, I'm generally fine with Tennessee overall, and I'm glad that the SEC won this. I think it's a
5
big deal.
straight championships for the SEC.
And I think
10 out of 15.
7 or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, look, it's the best league bar none. You can't say anything else about it. This may be, of all the things the SEC dominates, this may be the thing the SEC dominates the most. And
That or softball.
well, softball now that Oklahoma and Texas are in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Oklahoma, look, they've been in the Big 12 and they've won 4 in a row. National championships, and the SEC has won 5 in a row with 5 different teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a better indication of where your league is.
8 of the now, well, I guess you could say 10 of the 16 teams, if you count Texas and Oklahoma, have now won national championships in baseball.
Yeah.
10 of the 16 teams. That's pretty impressive.
That's crazy. So, boy, I wonder if we can name who hasn't. I mean,
well, Auburn,
Kentucky, Auburn, Alabama. Georgia?
Georgia's won 1.
They have? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Obviously, LSU, Tennessee have. Mississippi State have.
South
Arkansas,
Carolina
I guess, has not.
Arkansas has not.
Okay. Missouri.
Missouri has won 1, I think.
Oh, my God. Well, I mean, we're running out of teams
This
here,
is
Andy.
true.
So, yeah, it's fantastic.
I think
love
we
it.
named 5.
Yeah.
So there's maybe one outlier or either. My math is wrong. One of the.
Yeah. Regardless, it's I know Alabama has played for a national championship before, been in the College World Series. Auburn has. Kentucky makes it for the first time to the College World Series.
Kentucky's never won 1.
I said Kentucky.
Did you? I don't think you did.
I said Kentucky first, and then Auburn,
Okay.
Alabama. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they just made it to the College World Series.
Yeah,
for the
that was their
time.
first
So,
go around.
I'm happy for the league. I really am. I think it's nothing but good for the SEC. And look, when you do things like this, in a sport that does get some eyeballs, it's not a nothing sport. It's not one of those sports you're like, oh, you read the paper the next day, oh, he won the national championship. By the way, if you're still reading the paper, you got problems. You open up your
Unless
web
it's the
browser.
Outlook.
Unless it's the Outlook in Andy Graham's column. But you probably quit reading after I quit writing for
This
him,
is
I'm
true.
guessing.
Well, I asked somebody about that. I said, what do you do now that Luke doesn't write? You know what they said?
What?
Who? No, I'm joking, of course.
It wouldn't shock me in the least. Yeah, nobody was begging for me to come back. But I think it's great for the league. I think it's great for.
I took 3 months off. Nobody said a word.
Yeah, I know that was. You and I both were always so big on got to meet this deadline. And I remember I'd missed a deadline one time. I was like, I guess I'll just skip this week. And I expected where's Luke? Is he okay? Has anybody checked on him? No, they were like, yeah, he may be at the
You
bottom of
didn't
Lake
send a
Martin for all
call
we
in
know.
that long? Yeah.
So, yeah, great for the league. And, you got to feel good about the SEC in this upcoming football season, obviously. You feel good about basketball. I mean, especially around these parts. So, a lot to be proud of if you're an SEC fan. And again, I find it hilarious. People just joke about it just means more. Danny Cannell can't stand it. He's beside himself. He just makes him sick that we keep doing this. But I love it.
Of course, yeah. Why not? All right, so there's that. How about this? This is a story that came out last week, I think, but we didn't really talk about it. But LSU, the Matt Hatter suing LSU because of, and again, I bring this up because we have talked about this before, and you are well established on record about how much you despise vacated wins.
Hate it.
So they have vacated 37 wins of Les Miles, which you got to have a 60% winning percentage at least and have coached 100 games to be qualified for the Hall of Fame. Those 37 vacated wins bring his winning percentage down to .597, just below the mark. Now, you could argue, and we can have a debate about whether Les Miles belongs in the Hall of Fame. But this is, well, I don't know. This is interesting topic to me. Because I'm not sure what can be. I'm not sure what is.
He's
done
got
about it.
one national championship, 2 national championship appearances. Look, I don't know if he belongs in the Hall of Fame or not. I believe this 37 vacated wins thing is completely idiotic. The games happened. Now, when you say, okay, well, maybe they played with somebody illegal, maybe they played with somebody that received benefits, true. But fine. but the game happened. And it's just like if somebody stepped out of bounds on a winning touchdown, but it wasn't called and nobody reviewed it, then it still happened. You don't go, well, he stepped out of bounds, so we don't count that. You know what I mean? Or a bad holding call.
Why don't they vacate the losses too?
Well,
like
again,
those games didn't exist.
Exactly.
If that's what we're pretending.
If we're pretending like the game, and see, I think that just cheapens all of it. And so I'm anti vacating wins. I'm pro. If I were the NCAA czar, that's the first thing I'd do is I'd say everybody's vacated wins in every sport are back. I don't even know whose vacated wins or what or where. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Now, the other thing I might do, the only thing I might do that I might listen to somebody tell me is, Luke, as NCAA czar, why don't we make it where the school can buy each vacated win back for $1,000? Like they have to give it to a charity, or they have to give it to the league office, and the league office doesn't split it with that particular member institution, or whatever. And if it's instead of $1,000 is $500 or $2,000 or whatever you want to say, I can be down with that too. But the games happened, so let's not pretend they didn't happen. And I think, again, I'll always go on record as saying the way that you hurt schools is not by vacating wins or taking them off TV or doing any of that stuff or bowl exclusion. No, what you do is you hit them in the pocketbook. They will start to listen and they will follow rules. If you hit somebody in the pocketbook, all of a sudden they start paying attention to what you're saying. And that's what I think they should do. Now, we'll go back to Les Miles. I think suing LSU is kind of silly because – look, LSU is trying to say, hey, we're trying to placate the NCAA here. So I think they self-vacated, right? And so they said, okay, we'll forfeit these wins, and and this will be part of our punishment. Again, is that really punishment for LSU? If you say we're giving up wins from games in 2016 that didn't matter anyway because it's not like we won the title, who is that really hurting? And the only person it is hurting is Les Miles. So I guess I've come a full circle and said maybe Les Miles should sue him. I don't know. This whole thing seems rather silly. It seems like it could be fixed very quickly if the NCAA had any leadership at all, which they don't. And
well, it comes down to, let's say Les Miles does not make the Hall of Fame. Is that going to cost him money? Is that going to do something? It's about pride. It's about being recognized for your craft, that you were one of the best. And that's, some amount of hubris, I suppose. But still, he won the games.
He did.
I don't care. Vidal Alexander, whether he played or not, I'm fairly certain I would go as far as say 85 to 90% sure that they would still win those games.
Again, I just think it's silly. The same way I think it's silly if a high school team has to forfeit a game when you find out 9 games in because some other coach got mad that you played a fourth stringer who was ineligible by accident. I just feel like, hey, you're screwing the whole team for something that was pretty innocuous and didn't matter. Yeah. Now, granted, could people take advantage of this? Of course they could. But I think we need to start using a little bit more common sense here. And again, it's also, is there anything that screws with the records more? Think about baseball. Who really is the home run king? You feel like it's Hank Aaron, but the stats say it's somebody else, and then some people think that person shouldn't be disqualified, but this other person should be. And again, I'm like, look, yeah, there were some people juicing. You're absolutely correct. Now, I would also say there was more juicing than you know. So maybe we should just say, let's either throw out all the records or let's just keep them all. Because the other thing that you get mad at is teams, players who are betting on a game. They're banned for life. Well, you can, if you are caught being a wife beater, you get to play again. I feel like one of those things is worse than another, and they got it backwards. I feel like if you're, involved in some kind of nefarious underground drug thing, I feel like that's worse than betting on the games. And again, and as Tosh.0 once said, Babe Ruth's records are all in there, and guess what? He played before there were any Cubans, there were any blacks, makes it a little bit easier. So I just feel like I get so tired of people manipulating these numbers. The records are what the records are. Now, if you wanted to, if baseball wanted
I'm
to.
saying in 1961, there was a hullabaloo about they wanted to put an asterisk by 61. Roger Maris hitting 61 home runs because he did it in 100 and I think it was 162 at that time, and Babe Ruth did it in 154. I'm actually fine with that. Say Roger Maris owns a record, but a little asterisk,
No.
he did it in 162 games instead of 154. Okay. It's not the same thing.
Okay,
Now,
it's not.
Barry Bonds, he's the all-time champ, okay, but let's put an asterisk by it and say he was known to be a steroid user. That's fine. Let's not diminish what he did, but let's diminish what he did.
I don't want to put an asterisk by it. I don't mind a footnote. Now, I do think there's a difference, and I feel like when you say, okay, 162 versus 154, I go, okay, there's also 8 more games for him to get hurt. There's also, I would also say, again, Roger Maris, I mean, maybe, I don't know my baseball history. I believe that was after the sport was more integrated. So sure. I would say he was playing against better players. So, again, to me, it's like, rushing for 100 yards in college football, or rushing for 1,000 yards, excuse me. Rushing for 1,000 yards, everybody just holds this up as this gold standard. Well, you used to do it in only 12 games, 11 regular season games and a bowl game.
10 games sometimes.
Sometimes 10 games. Now, you could have, I mean, in this particular playoff,
and they
instance,
used
you
to
could
not
have 16
count bowl
or 17.
Games. They used to not count bowl games.
You're absolutely right. They used to not
Barry
count
Sanders, I don't think initially those are his ridiculous numbers were the bowl games.
Well, I never understood how Oscar Robertson could average a triple-double, and people were like, well, we didn't count triple-doubles back then. Well, it's really easy. Just go back and count the triple-doubles.
Yeah. It's like a three-peat. The word didn't exist.
I mean, it's just, look, we do so many dumb things because we don't want to, I mean, people who love Babe Ruth don't want to mess with Babe Ruth, right? And people who love Maris don't want to mess with Maris and Aaron and Aaron. Let's just say, here's all the numbers. And then if you want to put a little story down at the bottom of Barry Bonds, he probably cheated a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. And then people can study it for their own and say, oh, everybody was kind of cheating. And, so, I mean, it kind of evens out. Yeah, I could buy that.
Again, you call it a footnote, I call it an asterisk. I think we're talking about the same thing, but I'm fine with it.
The asterisk has such a bad stigma about it now. Because when you say asterisk.
What is it?
I know.
It's a dot.
It's a starry dot, right? But if you just say, I think if you say it should be noted that blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Versus, how many Bonds hit that one year?
73.
73? 73 with an asterisk. That sounds worse than he hit 73. Now, just as a footnote.
His head was the size of a beach ball.
Yeah, I mean, it was. And I mean.
His feet actually grew 3 sizes. But
but so was the guy pitching it to him.
Nothing to see here.
The guy pitching it to him had the same thing, and he was using a sander on the ball.
Let's take a break, but I want to come back. I want to make one point on that and push back just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama, is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Why don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin, comfort for life. Red Flag Pest Control is Central Alabama's best in pest control with hometown service in Lake Martin and now the greater Montgomery area. When you see pests, throw down the red flag. Termites, bed bugs, carpenter bees, mosquitoes, or general pests. Red Flag gets the job done at the right price for your home or business. At Lake Martin, call 888-943-0353 or in Montgomery, 334-265-1831. Red Flag, the best in pest control in Central Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you, just getting started on tonight's show. Thank you so much to JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air, our corporate sponsors here on Sports Blitz Live. We appreciate them for all that they do, and they are some tremendous businesses here in the local area. Sunshine Heating and Air for all your heating and cooling needs. I bet it was 98 today, so you definitely need some cooling for sure. And if you're looking for a great meal, JR's Sports Bar and Grill is the place for you, downtown Alexander City. All right, you brought up the point. Okay, Roger Maris played 162 games. That was 8 more games for him to get hurt. Mm-hmm. Okay, steroids making you stronger so you hit, 5 to 10 to even 15 home runs more a year. Okay. That ain't really the biggest deal to me. The biggest deal about steroids is it allows you to stay healthy for 162 games. It allows you to return from injury so much quicker. So we're talking about Barry Bonds playing in basically extending his prime probably a decade.
Agreed.
That's a decade of numbers. That is why his, whatever the number is, I don't even – 762 maybe, I can't even remember, but that's why that number doesn't mean as much to me, and that's why I believe it does need some sort of notation.
Okay, I'm with you in that, yes, it does help, and it does I guess I'm trying to find a way to counteract this. Maybe the fact that he could have been caught, which could have kept him from playing several seasons or kept him playing anymore at all. And again, the one thing that I hate about the whole baseball thing with the Barry Bonds and why the heck are we talking about Barry Bonds? 12 years after the fact, or however many years it's been.
Started with vacated wins. I don't know.
Okay, but is that it wasn't just him. It was a lot. I think in the end we'd be surprised if somebody told me, hey, more than 60% of the league was using it.
I think looking back, you can probably, with a open eye, you can probably tell.
You could probably see who was doing it more than others, but does doing it once is that the same as doing it for 10 seasons?
No.
I mean, okay, well, in baseball's eyes, if you bet on one game at any time for any reason, and it's maybe not even baseball. I mean, look, Jameson Williams for the Detroit Lions just placed a bet on FanDuel, which is legal to do in his state, but he did it from the facility. And he didn't bet on his team. I think he bet on a different sport. But because he was suspended like half the season or something, or I can't remember. But, I mean, see, rules like that to me are ridiculous. I mean, there has to be some kind of context. I understand that it would be almost impossible to say, hey, we're going to take each case and deal with it. I mean, you look at the legal system. I mean, you hear about somebody that got in trouble and their court dated for 2.5 years. I get that. So you just have to use some common sense here, too. I think that that's why I go back and say, let's just put all the numbers back on there. Numbers are what they are. And then I think if people want to be a true historian of the sport, they will find out, oh, everybody talks about Babe Ruth. He's got a candy bar named after him, and everything was awesome. Oh, it turns out he was an alcoholic womanizer? Oh, okay. Well,
I think everybody knows that.
Okay. Well, or Barry Bonds, if you were just a baseball numbers guy, you're like, oh, my God, he was just incredible. Yeah, but if you want to dig a little deeper, you can find some nasty stuff. You can do that on just about anybody. And I feel like let's just leave the numbers the way they are. And if people want to dig further, allow them to do so.
Well, I mean, it's not the Hall of Good People. It's, the Hall of Great
Okay, so it's not the Hall of Good People. I agree with that. And we both agree, I think, that what Barry Bonds did was wrong. We agree with that.
There's a difference between bad judgment in everyday life and trying to cheat the sport. I think there's a pretty distinct line there.
Again, it depends on how you look at it.
Look, I'm not saying right or wrong. Again, Ty Cobb, reputedly a horrible human being. But
he's beloved.
Dude could rake.
Yeah.
I mean, but Mickey Mantle famously said, look, I may have been a better baseball player, but Stan Musial was a better man.
Yeah.
I mean, because he was just a really good guy.
So then let's take that aspect out of it. And again, you're saying cheat the sport. And I say, look, you can – a couple of things. First of all, without the steroids – nobody ever talks about this. Without the steroid era, baseball was dying on the vine, it felt like. Now, they never would have gone away, but the steroid era brought people back to baseball. Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Well, I mean, for all the crap that they've gone through for 20 years.
Andy, we talk about it all the time.
I remember.
No publicity. I mean, any publicity is good publicity. And people weren't talking. I mean, it's sort of like tennis. I remember tennis was dying. They needed a shot in the arm. Here come the Venus and Serena show.
Yeah.
And it helped. Like, it helped everything. Now that they're gone, I mean, golf, it felt like golf needed a shot in the arm, right? Here comes Tiger Woods. And then when all the Tiger Woods stuff was going on, it was still out there. Now that Tiger Woods is like kind of a smooth
now
dude, and everybody's sort of like, yeah, we like Scotty Scheffler, but we need something a little more interesting. I mean, what I'm saying is, without the steroid era, I wonder where baseball would be in its standing in America. It's already declined. I mean, it's certainly declined from its heyday of the 60s and 70s, whatever, because the NFL is number one, and it ain't close.
There was no question that Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, home run race,
forgetting to speak English,
Cal Ripken, breaking that record of most games played. That Lou Gehrig, I mean, all that kind of in that same era was phenomenal for the sport of baseball. I don't disagree with that, at all. But when something's not authentic, you always end up paying a price for it. And the price is usually, is always more than what you got for it to begin with.
I'm with you. Now, here's what I would say. If I were baseball, I don't think there's a way they could handle it. Again, I mean, it's too late. I mean, it's too late for them to do this now, I think, but they could have, in the moment, said, all right, we understand, we're not going to go into specifics. This is clearly more rampant than we thought it was. We are not going to, ostracize anybody. We're saying, as of this moment right now, ain't nobody doing this anymore. And if we find out you're doing it, you are out of the sport, okay? Fine. the records are what the records are. We don't want there to be any gray area. If you're doing something like this, you're out of here. Now, you can say, well, Luke, you say the same thing. They say that about gambling, and that's my problem. They didn't ever really throw Barry Bonds or any of these other guys out. I mean, Sammy Sosa, you talk about cheating. Not only was he doping, he had a bat that had more cork than my dad's wine cellar. And then he forgot English. Yeah. I mean, and they were still allowing this guy to go out there and play because they knew. I mean, baseball knew. That's the other thing. Baseball knew something was going on.
They were complicit.
And so if they're complicit, they can't just make them the scapegoats. They need to say, we're all guilty here. And yes, it did taint the sport for a while. And yes, this era is difficult, but we're going to keep it as it is, and it's just part of our history. Just like, people have some bad sides to their personalities, we have a bad side to our sport. It's a bit of a tainted era, but we're going to keep it, and we're not going to change it. And what we're going to do is a better job of policing the sport from this point forward.
I mean, look, Barry Bonds belongs in the Hall of Fame for what he did pre-steroids.
Agreed.
Roger,
no. Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens. I forgot.
I was thinking of all the Rogers.
Yeah, really. Roger Clemens deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. What he did pre-steroids. Alex Rodriguez belongs in the Hall of Fame. These are some of the best players of all time. I mean, it's a shame that we are where we are, and the people. And Joe, I don't think it's ever going to change because baseball purists are so stubborn. Now maybe they'll die out and maybe things will change. But Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame
100%.
Because of what he did. He's a terrible person, but man could rake. I mean, he's got more hits than any human on the planet.
And honestly, if you had if you don't have a Barry Bonds, if you don't have a guy that's just unbelievably athletic, and even though I hate baseball, I remember reading stories about Barry Bonds where his dad would throw him pitches, and he'd have to know what number was on the ball while it was coming towards him. I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
I don't even know how that happened. It was a tennis ball, I think, what he was doing. But so if you don't have Barry Bonds' athletic ability, then you know what you want? You want a team full of Pete Roses. Charlie Hustle. You want dudes who love the sport. Nobody loves the sport of baseball more than Pete Rose. So he should be in there 100%. And again, I just feel like baseball could have stopped all this. They didn't. And because they didn't, they need to own up. Okay, we were complicit in this, and so we're all a part of it. This is a part of who we are. It's a bad part, and we don't want to do it anymore. But we are trying to reform, and we're trying to fix this now. But they still do things like the kid from the Padres, right, that just got suspended for life. Give me a break. I mean, just give me if that guy had been who's the biggest star in the sport right now? I don't even know.
I mean, Ronald Acuna was up there. Aaron Judge.
All right, Aaron Judge. If that had been Aaron Judge, they probably would have made a little bit of a stink, and they probably would have suspended him. Well, I don't think they would have kicked him out of the sport forever.
Yeah.
But they try to make an example of this guy because nobody knows who he is. And I just feel like baseball keeps shooting itself in the foot. Baseball is the sports.
They got a lot of young stars right now. If they would do it right, I think they could.
Baseball is the actual sports version of the NCAA. The way their leadership has always been. They could fix all this in a heartbeat, and they just don't do it.
That's a fair statement. All right, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best-kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center provides optimum care for the whole person. Dr. Dimo Popov specializes in the prevention and diagnosis of high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, and acute and chronic conditions. Our weight loss clinic offers lipo shots and a guide to healthy weight loss. Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center, where lifestyle changes are made.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. Interesting discussion again. Look, this is what you do in late June.
And it's 102 in the studio. I mean, I'm sweating like you wouldn't believe.
Let's go to the phone line and welcome in our good friend, Brett Pritchard, that would like to chime in on the conversation. Brett,
well,
how
look,
you doing?
If it's 102 in there, Andy's extremely happy.
Yeah.
Oh, Andy loves it.
I'm sweating too tonight. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, like Andy would go lay out on the surface of the sun. He would be perfectly content.
Normally it's like 59 in here. Okay,
and it's fantastic.
Yeah, normally you can. It's a meat locker in there, no doubt. But I just wanted to jump in on the conversation of Major League Baseball. And Luke, I know you hate baseball, and you know, again, if you're not a baseball, like a true baseball fan, I can see where people get put out with it. It's not the most enjoyable sport to watch, but from an action standpoint, you know, and I got my own take on the stats and baseball is a sport that lives off stats. And, you know, it's so screwed up with different people not in there that really should be in there and errors that have an asterisk beside them and all that. It really just screws the whole thing up, and it's hard to say, well, who's the best of your sport? Well, you don't really know. And to kind of chime in back on who's the most popular person right now in Major League Baseball, it's Shohei Ohtani without a doubt. And you know, and you want to talk about scandal? He was involved in the scandal. You know, his interpreter just got convicted of illegal gambling or stealing, and it's hard to believe again. That Shohei Ohtani just allowed this guy that he had known forever to just take money from his bank account and go and do what he was doing without any knowledge. I mean, I don't care how much money you make. If you have any type of sense about you, you keep up with your financials. And a guy like Shohei Ohtani, you know, he's going to know what he's doing and what his bank account looks like. So, but look, if Shohei Ohtani had been found guilty of and complicit and all of that stuff, that would have been another massive black eye on the sport of baseball. So I don't know. I'm with you. I don't think they can ever get out of their own way. It sucks because, you know, I like baseball. I'm a big baseball fan, but there's always that hovering around. It's a black cloud that just seems like it can't ever go away from Major League Baseball.
Brett, two things here, and I think you're right about a couple of things. But first of all, you say baseball is a stats-driven sport, probably more so than anything, and I agree with that. That's my point, is that, well, math and numbers don't lie. They are what they are. There shouldn't be, like, it's not really open for interpretation. It is 2 + 2 is 4 all day, every time.
Right.
Now, no matter how many Common Core classes they try to give us now, it still is 2 + 2 = 4, right? So the stats are what they are. Now, if you want to tell a story behind the number, I understand that, and I'm with it. But the other point I wanted to make is you talk about Shohei Ohtani, and if he had been involved in this, another black eye. And so I'm like you. I mean, it feels a little fishy and weird, but we all sort of just let it go. But I think that's where baseball and the NBA, for that matter, screw up. The NFL is bigger than any one player, always is. The NFL is the shield. And when Tom Brady retired, everybody's like, well, who are we going to watch now? Well, you just watch whoever pops up, because somebody's going to pop up. And then guess what? If they get in trouble, somebody else will pop up. And there'll be other somebodies that pop up. That's how the NFL does. It's never just about one player. The NBA made itself totally dependent on LeBron James for so long that now when LeBron James isn't involved in some things, and now that he's aging, it's just not as much fun to watch anymore, when it should be more fun than ever because they have some young stars. But it's not. The ratings are down, the attention is down, and I think that's where the NFL gets it right. That it's not about any one individual, where baseball, they made it about Mark McGwire. They made it about Sammy Sosa and Barry Bonds. And like everybody was, I told Andy during the break, I said, I remember as a baseball hater, I remember turning the channel, like leaving other rooms where people were watching stuff to go watch if Mark McGwire or Sammy Sosa was up to bat. And I don't care anything about either one of them. I just wanted to see. And you're telling me baseball didn't know they were doing something?
No, they absolutely knew. And
yeah.
Look, and y'all said it, baseball was at its all-time low ratings-wise, and they had to figure out how to draw the common fan back in, not the baseball purists, but the common fan. How do you do that? What's the most exciting thing in baseball? Home runs, scored. A baseball purist loves and can appreciate a 1-0 shutout. They can enjoy that kind of game. An average fan ain't watching that. They'd watch a hockey game before they would watch, a pitching duel in Major League Baseball in the middle of June. But the way Major League Baseball was able to capture audience people outside of their sport was that home run derby. And basically that's what it was. All year was a home run derby. And it was all about, who could break Roger Maris's record and who could, once you do that, what's the next step? Well, they drew people in through that, and they turned a blind eye to that. And here's what happened in all that, guys. And, I hate to keep going down this rabbit hole, but it forced people like a Roger Clemens or maybe some of these guys, and I'm just throwing that out there, that probably didn't take steroids, to have to take them to stay up to speed and to stay up on top of their game because everybody else was doing it. And if you didn't do it, then you would have been relegated to being pushed out of the game. So it forced a lot of guys that maybe didn't want to do it because so many other ones were. And so they jeopardized their integrity. And then you go back and you say, well, Pete Rose and some of these guys, they were morally not good people. But, again, going back to the numbers, they own the record, but you don't count it because they jeopardized their own integrity. So in some facets, it's good and it's okay. In other facets, it's not. It's a double standard, big time.
And, Brett, a couple more things to that. You're right, that they did have to – some of these guys did have to start taking steroids to keep up. But you know what they could have done? They could have reported what was going on to the league office.
Luke. I think maybe some people did, and they were shunned.
Well, they could have gone to ESPN. They could have done anything. Now, and again, they could have done the right thing. Instead, they said, hey, everybody else is doing this, and I'm going to be blackballed if I turn these people in, but so I've got to do the wrong thing too. And that's where I'm saying when people say that, you can't count those numbers, well, everybody was involved. Everybody was complicit. And the second thing I'll say, you're absolutely right about the home run. See, nobody wants to watch Greg Maddux pitch, 100 pitches and, have some nice strikeouts, but mostly have a lot of, bloops that are caught or whatever. No, that's just not as sexy. That is, look, home runs are sexy like Cinemax at 11 o'clock at night.
I'm going to be honest.
Greg Maddux is sexy like Lifetime at noon.
I always pull for a game that has a lot of offense. because you want to be entertained.
That's right.
You want to see action. You know, if you're sitting in the stands down the third baseline in the upper deck and you got a guy on the mound and he's striking everybody out, I mean, let's just be honest about it. It's not very exciting. And look, and that's just the harsh reality of that sport. And, you know, you can spin it however you want to spin it, but that's the truth. Now, again, on the flip side, if you've got 5, 6, 7 home runs in a game and somebody wins a game 9-8 or 12-10 or something like that, and there's a lot of action and a lot of movement, it tends to have people more engaged. That's why even soccer or hockey are more popular sometimes in the United States than Major League Baseball. And, of course, NFL and NBA are, because they're a lot more action-driven.
Two of the most exciting games I ever watched was 1-0 Twins over the Braves in Game 7.
Okay, and Andy, that's also a Game 7 in the World Series.
I'm serious. I know, but I'm just saying.
I'm with you. I'm with you, but we love baseball.
I understand.
I'm talking about from a popularity and a comparison of other professional sports. I don't care what the pitching duel is. The common fan you're going to draw in is not going to watch that most of the time. They're just not.
They're not going to watch it. They'll watch that for the Braves.
Let me say
I mean,
this.
it depends on the team, I think. But look, you got some people that like to ride.
A very small section of a country, though.
Look, some people.
Follows 18.
Some people like to ride roller coasters. Some people like to fish. Okay. Some people do both.
Somebody fish off a roller coaster.
I mean, some people think, well, I need something thrilling the whole time, and they watch college football and they love it, and they hate baseball because they hate to fish. Well, fishing can be exhilarating too. It's just a different exhilaration.
Popularity of the sport.
No, I think you're missing Brett's point.
No, I hear the point.
His point is
got different interests out there, but you're going to draw a common fan in, a sports fan, more likely to watch a basketball game, a football game, a soccer match, something like that that has high energy. Look, I've been at Super Bowl parties where people they're there to party. They don't care about who's playing or whatever, but they'll actually watch the game because it's a little bit interesting. I've never been to a World Series party. And look, this is coming from a guy that's been to a World Series. It's one of the coolest things I've ever done in my sports life. And I mean, it's still unreal to think about. But the common fan, if you're looking at it for market share and all that, they're just not going to do it.
Brett, it's the same thing we were talking about last week with Caitlin Clark, that if Caitlin Clark's on the court, hey, we'll probably watch to see what happens. But when they foul her intentionally and maybe get her hurt or try to draw her into some kind of argument so maybe they both get thrown out, all of a sudden we're not as interested anymore. So the point is that what baseball was trying to do is bring more people back to the sport because it was a dying sport at the time.
That's why they turned their
back.
They knew were nefarious. I mean, they did that on purpose because they were at the height of popularity and they hadn't been getting ratings like that and Lord knows when. So they just said, look, we're going to ride this out.
I think one of the reasons it was in such trouble was not necessarily the play of the games. It was the 1994 strike when they didn't get when they canceled the World Series. That was basically a middle finger to the fan base. And that turned a whole, I can't tell you how many 60, 50 and older people said, I'll never watch another game for the rest of my life.
Well,
I mean,
they were labeled as prima donnas and entitled and not playing the game for the love of the game. And we all know now sports have changed, and all these pro sports, it's all about get me what I need. You know, it's never about, I mean, I know some guys still love the game, but, man, when you get sucked into that level of pay, it's all about how much money I can make, and I get all that stuff. But that was the start of it. You're right. That 1994 strike was the start of Major League Baseball kind of going down the tubes, and it's where we are today.
Well, you know, Brett, Andy mentioned the 1-0 Twins game in Game 7, which I'm sure was awesome. And look, I'll tell you this, as a guy that went to the LSU National Championship game 2011-2012 season, whereas, you know, it's 0-0 for the longest time, nobody scores a touchdown until the very end. I thought that was one of the most incredible games that I'd been to, but I understand it wasn't good for the sport. And I think that's what that's what we're trying to say. The game can be, if you're an aficionado or you're a fan of one of those teams, you are completely sucked in because you know how hard it is. But if you're just like, hey, I'm going to watch this and see if I like it. I tried to watch a baseball game the other day, and I just couldn't get into it. I was like, this is too tough. I mean, like, I feel like I feel every time I watch a pro baseball game, I feel like I should be doing something else more productive with my life.
Do you like
And I'll tell you, and I'll say this too about Major League Baseball. It's different in the fact that you play so dadgum many games. 162 games is too many games. I'm just telling you, you know, the Kansas City, I mean, you look at the Chicago White Sox right now, it's got like 18 wins on the season. They have no shot. They're out of the contention of anything, and they've still got daggum 80-something games left to play the rest of the year, and nobody cares. And Oakland A's, I mean, Justin just went out there. They're drawing 1,500 people to come watch those games. I mean, it diminishes. It's hard to rally around a team in a sport where you play so many games it waters down. The one positive thing I got out of COVID was the Major League Baseball season when they played a smaller schedule. I thought that was what Major League Baseball should have stuck to, but they don't do that. You know why they don't do that? Because money. Money drives everything, and they're not going to cut their season by a quarter or even a half because it would make things interesting. They're going to keep things the way they are because of the money. That's why we're where we are with college athletics, too. So it's a different world. It's hard to compare baseball to any other sport. It really is.
Hey, Brett, one more thing before you go. You know, you mentioned Justin Clayton going out there. The most impressive thing to me was that he was 2 of 4 for the day with an RBI triple.
No question. Hey, they were glad to see him show up out there. And the biggest win for Justin was getting back to the airport safely.
Yeah.
I mean, after, good Lord, man, Oakland, no wonder they're getting out of there. That's a whole other topic for another day. But, man, they can't get out of that place fast enough. And there's a lot of cities right now in this country that they're in the same shape.
That's how bad it's gotten. The first 5 fans get to play. Justin's going to be their union representative from here on out.
Exactly. I mean, you win contests, you can actually get in the lineup.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Brett.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
See you. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Daytonville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. We are woefully behind on breaks, but
we've got it just
right.
where you want it.
It may work out in our favor. Okay, so we've talked quite a bit about nothing, and that's been a lot of fun. But I came across, speaking of newspapers, I came across a column that I wrote actually last year when the matchups first came out about, the new schedule added with Oklahoma and Texas. So I figured, hey, 66 days away, let's look at some of the matchups we're most looking forward to. And I wrote down some honorable mentions here. These 4 games, the first, well, technically, I guess, the second weekend. They have that stupid week 0 now, but this is technically, I would say, to me, it's the first weekend. So August 31st, we got 4 games that day. Miami at Florida, Clemson versus Georgia in Atlanta, I believe, Notre Dame at Texas A&M, and USC versus LSU in Vegas.
So you've already screwed up because you say these are all honorable mention. And let me tell you something. I know Miami, Florida is not going to move the meter. For
they're honorable mentions because they're not conference matchups.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's fair enough. But Miami versus at Florida, that may be the biggest game on the schedule week 1. It really may be.
Miami, Florida?
Miami at Florida. And the reason is, if Billy Napier loses this, he might as well just, not even go to the locker room, just go into the house. Because the rest of their schedule is so difficult. He's got no shot. And then next year, it just flip-flops. I mean, instead of going to Texas, Texas comes to him. Georgia's still going to be in Jacksonville. I mean, you're still going to get your head thumped there. I mean, he's got no shot.
I think they'll get Tennessee at home next year, right?
It doesn't matter. It won't matter. Clemson versus Georgia in Atlanta, a great game. Interesting that I think that's an 11 o'clock or noon game.
We'll learn more about Clemson than we will about Georgia.
Agreed, but I'll tell you this. If Clemson were to somehow win it, and I know it seems like no chance, but if they were to.
Highly unlikely.
It's highly unlikely. It's not crazy, though. I think it's a single-digit game in terms of a spread. So
I bet Clemson, how much are they favored over Duke?
True. Okay, true. All this is true. But I'm saying that if Clemson were to win that game, all of a sudden you look at Georgia and go, man, y'all still got to go. You still got to go to Texas. You still got to go to Bama. You still got to go to Ole Miss. Okay. Notre Dame at Texas A&M, that's going to be the college game day game. They've already announced it. That'll be a fun one. I can't put my arms around it just yet because I don't believe in either team. Notre Dame will be highly rated, and Texas A&M just got named the toughest place to play in the EA Sports game, which I thought was kind of nutty. I mean, there was a spirited debate on Auburn Blitz today about it because my whole point was, look, I don't know how you don't make it either Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, or even Clemson. Clemson's 65-3 in their last 68 games. Alabama's 64-4. Not sure what Georgia is, but it's around there. I think they may be 64-4 too. And
I don't think it's all about record. I'm with Randy.
Okay, it's not all about record, but I think it's all about record right now. Like, historically, I acknowledge 100%. Yeah, Bama has problems. It's tough. Even when Auburn's terrible and Bama's good, Auburn gives us fits. Totally acknowledge that. At the same time, I think Auburn fans need to acknowledge New Mexico State came in there and beat your brakes off. They didn't just late kick a field goal. And here's the other thing. Auburn's 12-10 in their last 3 years at home. That is not the defining characteristic of an intimidating place to play. It may be again, and historically, there's no question it is. But I'm talking about right now.
I'm not saying they need to be one.
Huh?
Not saying they need to be number one.
I'm not saying they need.
I'm just saying record is. I mean, you can. I hate to even say that. You can throw the records out.
I think that matters.
No, I mean, again, if you're going on environment, then if you're a sorry team and you lose a game, but you lose it close to a team that is a 20-point favorite, then that's a really tough environment. You
Well, look, Auburn, Alabama, in wherever it is, but
consistently
will always be a tough game because, I mean, Auburn puts a lot into that game at the end, and there's no doubt about it. But, you know, LSU is always thought of this most intimidating place to play in the world, and it is great. I've been there. It's electric. It's fun. I've enjoyed it. And I enjoy it mostly because I'm an Alabama fan, and we don't lose there a lot. We haven't. So
I tell you what makes the list completely bunk to me is Oklahoma's on there. And Bob Stoops himself said, what home field advantage to the Oklahoma Stadium? That is completely erroneous.
Listen, I'm with you on that. Now, again, it feels like and we're getting off track, but it feels like they couldn't tell if they wanted to do it based on environment and like how loud it can be. Because I have no problem saying I went to A&M a few years ago. It's the loudest place I've ever been. It's the loudest place I've ever been.
Probably had more people than you had.
It was nuts. Now, at the same time, I also acknowledge Texas A&M's lost to App State in the last couple of years at home.
Look, to me, I'm with Randy. You need to deduct points for the Yellers.
For the Yellers?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The Yellers at Texas A&M.
Oh, the Yell squad, Yell crew. What do they call themselves?
I don't know.
The Yell
gay men?
You said that.
Oh.
Direct your mail and email right here. But regardless, all right, so let's go back to this. Notre Dame A&M. I think that'll be a fun game, but I think Notre Dame's going to be overrated. And I think if they win this game, they're going to be even overrated. But if A&M were to win it, I think all of a sudden we got to be like, okay, Mike Elko, we see you. Because that's not bad. That's
I think
good start.
You're right.
USC LSU, I talked to a friend of mine that I play basketball with sometimes that he's an LSU fan, and he's like, I gotta go. I was like, you have to go. If Alabama ever plays in Vegas a football game for any reason, you can bet your bottom dollar, literally, I'm going. Me and Pete Rose are going.
Yeah.
But, and I said, USC, LSU, that'll be so much fun. And I mean, it just will be awesome. You got to go to it. Then, okay, so I didn't want to ruin the rest of your list.
No. I'll throw these out there, and then we'll come back and talk about the real list. Texas at Michigan, week 2. I think that's an honorable mention as well. And UCLA at LSU in week 3. All right, week 4, 9/21. So there you go.
Fun. Texas, Michigan, that could have been the national championship game. It wasn't.
True.
But they were both in the playoffs. And Michigan,
I don't know how good UCLA will be, but playing USC and UCLA in the same year.
I think that's very cool. I tip my cap to LSU for doing this. The days of playing a bunch of soup cans should be over. We should all get on the train and say, look, UCLA, no, they're not the best. They're not the best they've ever been. But they're in the Big Ten now, and they are at least a name, and I appreciate it.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
With summer here, the kids out of school, and fun at the lake, illness or injury can strike at any time. Whether you're on vacation or just don't have time to go see your primary doctor, visit your friends and professionals at Ivy Creek Urgent Care, located at Highway 49 South, next to Stillwater's main entrance. With a rotation of 4 professional doctors and 3 nurse practitioners, they honor all walk-ins, get you in, properly treated, and out swift so you can be back to the summer fun fast. When you need urgent, see Ivy Creek Urgent Care, Daveville. No appointment needed.
The new owners of Stillwater's Country Club want to welcome you to play the area's premier course at Stillwater's with our new rate. Now, play for only $35 per 18 during the week and only $40 for the weekend. Stillwater's Golf is ready to give you the area's best golf experience, and many upgrades are coming, including a lighted range and course expansion. Meet the new staff and enjoy $35 per 18 Monday through Friday and $40 on the weekends. All at Stillwater's Country Club in Dadeville.
They say we live in an age of big data, where computers and fancy algorithms are supposed to know you best. But at Country Financial, we know helping you own your future requires, well, something much bigger. Contact your local Country Financial representative and start planning for your future with a personal touch.
The good guys at Alex City Marine are ready for your boating needs all summer. And now you can get up to $4,500 in rebates on our huge selection of new Landau Tritoons and sacrifice pricing on remaining 23 models. Alex City Marine also has a new fleet of rental boats for fabulous days on the water, whether it's service, new pontoon selections, or rental boats. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City or online at alexcitymarine.com.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week. Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. Tony Sarah Ford has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Ford and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Right now, valued customers receive up to $4,000 on select 2023 F-150 trucks plus 1.9% APR, or a new Bronco Sport for $393 a month plus $750 bonus cash. Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Tony Sarah Ford in Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. About an hour left in tonight's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us this evening. We are looking at some great SEC matchups in 2024. This first, we talked about this list way back last year when these matchups first came out. We've got dates now to go along with them. Number one, September the 21st, Tennessee at Oklahoma. How good is Tennessee going to be? That'll depend a lot on the quarterback, but I would imagine there's some pretty big expectation there. Brent Venables just got a 6-year extension at Oklahoma. They kind of turned it around. They won 10 games but last year, but you seem to be high on their quarterback, so this could be a very fun game early.
Yeah, I like Jackson Arnold, and I'll tell you something. Here's the thing, and we're going to talk about this one in a second, but this game has such a domino effect, I feel like. Tennessee, I think they open up with NC State early on. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a tough game. I've seen NC State projected in the playoff field. They've got an easy schedule for the most part. If they get by Tennessee, boy, they could really make the playoffs. That'd be crazy for them to get in. But so if Oklahoma wins, you feel like at Tennessee, boy, they could be on the slide. But if Tennessee were to go to Oklahoma and win, then how much pressure is on Venables, who just got an extension, to go to Auburn the very next week and get a win in his first SEC road game? And what EA Sports believes is the 14th hardest place to play in the country.
Yeah. Well,
I do agree that's low.
Well, we'll see how, if Auburn the team can improve that moving forward. It'll help to have a winning season. All right, 3 games on September the 28th. All 3 of them have the potential to be really, really entertaining. Georgia at Alabama, number 1. that one obviously will be must-see TV for most of the nation, I would imagine.
I mean, they played each other twice for the national championship. These are the two most dominant teams over the last 10 years easily. I mean, easily. And, boy, if you feel like if Alabama were to get this win, exactly when did Georgia fans say, okay, we got an Alabama problem? Because
I would have already said it.
Well, I mean, they should be, but they don't. They sort of brush it off. Like, last year, the SEC title game, Brock Bowers wasn't 100%, Ladin McConkey wasn't 100%. Yeah, in the national championship game, we were sort of caught off guard with Tua coming in. Yeah, it's always, something. And it feels like, and look, I don't discount what Georgia's done. What Georgia's done has been incredible. But they have had a small Alabama problem at the very least.
So what are they? What's the record Kirby's against Alabama?
Well, let's think. I mean,
I know they've won one.
They've won one. They lost back-to-back SEC game, or the national championship and the SEC title game. So there's two. Alabama won at home in 2020. There's three. Alabama won the SEC title game before that national championship game they lost. So there's four, and then Alabama won. So it's 5-1. Alabama's 5-1 over.
So 1-5. I'd say that's a problem.
Yeah, and look, Georgia may very well come in and beat Alabama. I'm not saying that. I'm just thinking it's going to be a tough game.
Let's
again, for those who don't think Alabama is going to be the number 2 environment of this whole thing, come to that game. I think that'll be pretty hype.
Like you say, I mean, there's so many different ways this could go. If Georgia loses, clearly there's something there with Alabama having. And they could very easily see each other again in the SEC title game. If Georgia were to come in and win convincingly, then all of a sudden everybody looks at Kellen DeBoer and says, what? That's not right. Who is this guy? He bears watching.
Well, you got a quarterback duel that's a rematch from last year.
Yeah.
There's no Brock Bowers, which I think is – certainly tough, but Georgia's going to have all the weapons they want. I mean, I think Georgia's the most talented team in the country, over Alabama, over Texas, over whoever. So it's going to be tough. There's no doubt about it. And I think for the SEC's sake, it would be better if both these teams are undefeated for the perception's sake. So, hopefully Alabama has defeated Wisconsin and Georgia has defeated Clemson so that they both come in undefeated. And that would make for a heck of a game.
No doubt about it. One more, Oklahoma at Auburn. Obviously, I'm looking forward to that. Auburn and Oklahoma have only played twice, once in the 70s, once in 2017 in the Sugar Bowl. Both of those did not go well for Auburn. This will be the first true road test in the SEC for Oklahoma. Auburn should be 4-0 going into this game. In fact, if they're not, then
that's a problem.
It's a problem. So if Auburn, if you can win this game, they'll be, at least they're an underdog right now. Depending on what happens in those first 4 games, they probably will still be one. But if Auburn can start 5-0, hey, I mean, you got Georgia next, but still, I think that opens up the rest of the season for a lot of different possibilities. If you can just take care of business and go 5-0. So that's a big game for Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, that's a big weekend. I mean, and you have Arkansas A&M.
Because that game's so entertaining.
Well, but that game's
it's
awesome
always
every year.
entertaining.
It's awesome. It's awesome every year. And again, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's like watching the Egg Bowl on Thanksgiving, which won't be on Thanksgiving this year. But it's like watching that. It's like something that you always want to watch.
Yeah.
And I mean, what a day. I think that one's going to be the 11 o'clock game, then Auburn's the afternoon game, and then Alabama's the night game. I mean, if I don't go to the Bama game, I assume I will. But if I don't, I can't wait to just sit there and watch those 3 back-to-back.
That's going to be a lot of fun for sure. Got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Since 1908, many talented tradesmen and women have proudly represented the Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air name. We are grateful for their commitment to excellence, always providing our clients with quality work that we're glad to guarantee with 100% satisfaction. No matter the problem, the Dixie Electric team is here for you, serving the Montgomery and Auburn areas. Thank you for choosing a locally owned company.
For more information, go to calldixie.com.
Call Dixie and it's done.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
At Majestic Caverns, we believe in the power of unforgettable experiences. At a cool 60 degrees year-round, America's most historic caverns guarantees an enjoyable escape. But it doesn't stop there. With over 20 above-ground attractions, including 5 new ones this year, and our Cave Cafe, which offers delicious drinks and plenty of food options. And don't miss our exciting event, Libertas. On June 29th, July 6th, and July 13th, enjoy live entertainment and much more. At Majestic Caverns, your unforgettable adventure awaits.
Are you ready to save big on a new GMC?
At Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, you can own one of the best-selling vehicles in the USA. The GMC Sierra pickup is discounted up to $14,500 off. The roomy and comfortable GMC Terrains are up to $8,250 off. And the GMC Acadias with 3 spacious rows and seating for 7, discounted up to $8,000 off. At Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika,
get ready to smile.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Appreciate all of you out there being with us. Give us a call, 256-234-6221. What matchup are you looking the most forward to this upcoming season?
Before we return to it, I got to throw this out there.
Throw it.
Coach Schlossnagle for Texas
Schlossnagle, yeah.
Yesterday got just irate. Well, irate's a big word. Not a big word, but got a little testy about a reporter asking about his possibly going to Texas. He said, I left, my family at TCU to come to Texas A&M. I'm staying right here. Today he leaves for Texas. Less than 24 hours since that question. I mean,
sounds
what
like a Nick Saban move.
I'm sorry. Look, I get it. The first of all, it's not even close to the same thing, but it happened.
I think it's close to the same thing.
Saban said he wasn't going at the time. He wasn't going, and then he went.
Maybe he wasn't going.
And first of all, NFL. Look, man, why do you always have to turn this into? This is different. This is going. Saban didn't go from Auburn to Alabama or Alabama to Auburn.
That's true.
Schlossnagle's going from a hated rival to a hated rival who just joined his conference he thought he had gotten away from.
I'm fine with saying it's worse.
It is horrible. It's kind of disgusting because not only that, he said the reporter, he said, you're selfish for asking the question. I mean, he called him a name for doing it, and the guy doesn't even wait 24 hours to do it. Clearly, this was sort of in the works. And again, I don't mind if he wants to go to Texas, so be it. But he could have just said no comment on that one. I mean, if this 2 weeks later, then he'd go, hey, Texas threw a number at me, I couldn't resist. Fine, but clearly this was already done. You
Well,
understand?
I can't say that for sure.
I've-
I don't know.
Boy,
that.
if this wasn't already done, Andy, it's not
They
even
coulda-
24 hours.
They could have put him out a number this morning.
It's not even.
that he couldn't
It's
come
not
down.
even 24 hours.
And said, you
okay,
either,
then
you either take it right now or it's.
Then, you know what I would like for him to say is come out and say, "I didn't know they were going to do this." I mean, he made
It's a bad look.
He made too big of a point of it, and I'm kind of here for it because it's going to add some salt to that rivalry. But A&M fans are beside themselves, and man, I get it.
I would be too.
I feel like I would feel like I can't wait to beat that guy.
Yeah.
Now, A&M fans are also the ones that went up to the Florida coaches and said a bunch of crap to them, so maybe they had it coming. I'm just saying it's a bad look. That's rough.
Tommy Tuberville famously said,
"Leaving Ole Miss in a pine box." But again, I'll say the same thing. He said it, and then it's not like he left the next day.
Well, again, it may be worse, but to say that they're not even close to the same
We
thing
all get
is true.
We
It's
all
not-
get
not
that
true.
coaches have to say some things that are coach speak sometimes.
But
we all
again,
get
you
that.
could just what you said. Just say no comment. And then, of course, they're going to fill in the blanks. But that's that.
Okay, let me also go to bat for Saban and Tuberville here. Saban said it after people had kept asking him. He finally felt like he got frustrated and had to say something. Tuberville said it, I think, in a moment of jubilation, if I remember right. I think it was after a big win.
Wasn't that after the 2-point conversion?
I think
that
so.
beat Mississippi State?
I think so. I think it was after a big win. I don't remember exactly. So either one of those times you're caught up in the moment. Schlossnagel said it like.
You think it was calculated?
I just think that. I think he just said. I think he could have said, if he had said last night, guys, I don't want to. I'm talking about my team right here. We just lost a game. Please don't talk about anything in my career right now, or I just don't want to talk about this right now. He could have done that, but he started out
That
with.
would have been the better part of it.
You know, he started out with, "You're selfish for asking the question." It wasn't like he was frustrated. He was just, the reporters were like, "Look, there's a rumor out there. You know, what do you want me to do?"
It is a gutting defeat. So, I mean, he might not have been in his right mind.
Boy, okay, he might not have been in his right mind. Again, I feel like he probably wasn't in his right mind a little bit because he probably had his mind somewhere else during the whole game.
Oh, now we're getting into the weeds here.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, is it any? They won the first game.
Well, look, if there's such a thing as karma,
he
may end up
Jimbo Fisher got it.
True.
So anyway, I think that we all get the coach speak side of it. What he did yesterday was not coach speak. I also think we get that you can do coach speak, and then you got a little bit of time, a grace period. People like let that soak in, and then if he leaves 2 weeks later because Texas gives you a massive deal, I think we all go, okay, yeah, you were wrong, but we get it. Yeah, you know.
It's a matter of time, I suppose. Yeah. Karma, Kramer?
Yeah.
October the 12th, you get the Red Rivalry, or the Red River Shootout Rivalry Showdown. Now, I mean, this has always been a classic game.
Red River Rivalry Shootout Showdown.
Now it's
put that on a shirt.
I'm telling you, you got to wrap it around the back. This is now an SEC classic.
Yeah,
similar to the Georgia-Florida.
Are you gonna look? It took us a while to embrace A&M Arkansas as a SEC West. Now there's no more West, I know, but it took us a while to embrace that, and I feel like it might take us less time. It's going to take us a little time to get the Oklahoma, Texas, like in the league stuff, you know. But we will learn to love it because that game's always fun too, by the way. And this game is going to be on at 2:30 this year, or 3 o'clock, whatever.
It's usually like at 11, isn't it?
Yeah, it's usually at 11, and so I'm thrilled about that. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to this game. It also brings in another neutral site game into the fray, where like Jacksonville.
Cotton Bowl.
Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, I know that's the Cotton Bowl is where the Texas State Fair is and all that, but I'd still say, hey, y'all can fair it up all you want to, then get your butt over to Jerry's World because that's the place to be.
There's some. Well, I've never been to the fair, but just to see the big cowboy, that would be, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that, and then now you got plenty of time. The game's not until 2:30. Get on over there.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a
Go get you one of those corn
only
dogs
other the
fried
only
with
other
Oreos or
game
whatever they do.
really of significance, I guess, would be Ole Miss at LSU. That's the same day.
Hey,
and
let me tell you
that's
something.
got the potential to be.
That's got potential. Now, I'm not as high on LSU as some people are. I'm not. I think Ole Miss is going to be pretty good. I think Ole Miss does have a chance to make the playoffs, but they got to win this one. They got to win this one, and I feel like they can. I feel like they probably will. And I think that'll make things very interesting in the Brian Kelly world.
Let's go ahead and take another break. We'll be back and we'll round out this list right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SEC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Are you ready to save big on a new GMC?
At Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, you can own one of the best-selling vehicles in the USA. The GMC Sierra pickup is discounted up to $14,500 off. The roomy and comfortable GMC Terrains are up to $8,250 off. And the GMC Acadias with 3 spacious rows and seating for 7, discounted up to $8,000 off. At Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika,
Get ready to smile.
I do too. What
are we talking about?
What are we talking about? Well, welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. I don't know why you're back. All right. We're looking at some great SEC matchups in 2024. Okay. This one looked, well, I will say that October the 19th, there's one. Georgia at Texas. Depending on how the one at Georgia-Alabama goes, we'll have probably this. It'll either take the luster off this a little bit, or it may build it up even more.
Well, I think it could be built up more. I don't know if any of the luster gets off of it because, see, Georgia's still. I mean, if they lose to Bama and Texas, and that's it, Georgia's getting in. 100%.
Maybe
100%.
Not
if look, they would have a win at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
they will have a win against
You're saying they
Clemson.
win out, those are the only two games.
I'm saying if those are the only two games they lose, no doubt 100% they get in. Now, they will probably be a host team. They won't be in the top 4 because they still could be in the SEC.
Well, let's say
games.
Notre Dame goes undefeated.
Okay.
Let's say, okay, Alabama's already occupying a spot if they've beaten Georgia.
And let's say Texas is occupying a spot.
Whether they have one loss or not. Texas, whether they have one loss or not,
Yeah, be
is
occupying
in.
a spot. Okay.
Because
There's
they're
three.
both they're either going to the SEC title game or going to play somebody else that's undefeated or one loss.
There's 3. Let's say Clemson gets in. I mean, I'll say
The
NC
ACC
State.
champion
Let's
is
say
going to get
NC
in.
State.
Okay. The NC States, the ACC, perhaps
let's say Ohio State.
Let's say a one-loss Clemson is out there. The
Okay.
only.
Let's add Clemson and Ohio State.
Okay. Well, Clemson would have a loss to Georgia.
Sure, but let's say Clemson and Ohio State.
Okay.
Then you got
What about Michigan?
Well, Michigan
Only lost to Ohio State.
No, they would have had a loss to Texas too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and they probably have another loss.
Well, let's say Ohio State's only lost
Well, that's
to Michigan.
I had Ohio State in there already. That's
Well, I'm
6.
saying, but I mean, Michigan goes undefeated.
Oh, okay. Well,
Ohio
then put
State.
Michigan there, 7.
Okay.
Now, what conference? We're missing the Big 12 champ. Who?
Do we really? Did we miss?
No, we didn't miss. I wouldn't say we missed it. Let's say whoever it is, that's 8.
Central Florida.
That's 4 more slots.
Okay.
And I'm telling you,
one of those goes to a group of 5.
One of those goes to. So there's 3 more.
At
slots.
least one.
There's at least one. Yeah, 1, and the ceiling is 1, and the floor is 1, and so is the ceiling.
Okay.
So that leaves 3 spots, and if Georgia's 10-2, 100% of the time, 110% of the time they get in. Sometimes they get in
After
twice.
last year, they'll probably. Have
There's
a
no
bet-
after
even
last year.
better
It doesn't
chance.
matter. They get in, and I'll tell you something else. The other 2 spots, depending on how the SEC rolls out there, may go to SEC teams too.
Good.
I mean,
you could get. So you're saying you could get 5 or 6?
I think you could get 5 SEC teams in. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying if you tell me, in fact, I saw a prediction. I think it was on 3 or 24/7. They had I think they had Texas going 11-1. They had Bama, Tennessee, Georgia, and LSU going 10-2. And if Texas is 11-1 and those other things, the other teams go 10-2 each, because there is some crossover in there, I'd be willing to bet all 5 of those teams to get in.
What about? I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule, but I mean, let's say in some form or fashion, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, USC, Washington, all end up with 1 loss.
Well, here's the problem. I
don't. Penn State probably plays both.
There's no way they end up with all with 1 loss.
but let's say one of them ends up with 2 and 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, I think what you'd say is, okay, first of all, you got to look at – that's why you have a committee for these things. This is what I love about a committee. You go, okay, who'd you play? Who did you play? At USC? Is one of your wins over LSU, or is it a loss to LSU? Because if y'all are going head-to-head, that may matter. If Washington, I don't know who Washington plays in the non-conference. I don't think they have a good non-conference schedule.
What if they beat LSU and LSU goes 7-5?
I know.
I mean,
well, now we're going down the rabbit hole.
I'm just saying, you're guaranteeing me.
I'm guaranteeing if Georgia's 10-2, I don't know about the others. I'm not saying I guarantee if LSU is 10-2.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I guarantee if Tennessee's 10-2.
Georgia probably deserves benefit of the doubt.
I guarantee 100% if Georgia's 10-2, and I really don't care who the losses are to, because if you say, let's say they lose at home to Auburn miraculously. Well,
after last year, I'm not sure if it's a miracle.
After last year, I'm sure it'd be a miracle. It doesn't matter. We just talked about they hadn't beaten Georgia in Athens since 2005.
I know. Last year was the closest they've been.
Okay. But that was in Auburn.
Well, apparently it's not that big of an advantage.
I've already admitted to you it's better than the 14th best place to play. I mean, it's more intimidating than the 14th best place to play, clearly. It should be in the top 10, 100%.
They are a heck of a lot closer than Kentucky, Ole Miss, Missouri.
Okay, what if
even at home?
If Georgia's 2 losses are to Kentucky, and I think they play Kentucky, I don't know that.
I'm sure they do.
Okay, well, we don't know it.
I'm sure they do.
All right, let's say they're to Kentucky and Auburn, and you go, oh my God, they got 2 bad losses. Yep, but guess what their wins are?
What if Auburn's 11-1?
Oh my God, why can't I just get a sentence out? Just move on to the next.
Because you're talking in circles here. No,
it's the only way I know to talk.
I'm doing it to screw with you. All right, this one I thought might be interesting. Now I'm not so sure. Florida at Texas.
It's interesting.
Sounds good, but
it's interesting in the sense that it could just be Billy Napier might just say, after the loss, he go, y'all just get on the plane. I'm just going to stay out here.
It's interesting in that it may be the fourth best game that day.
Yeah.
Alabama at LSU, Georgia at Ole Miss, Oklahoma at Missouri.
That's not, hey, look, Missouri could be 10-2.
The Missouri could be 10. Missouri could be 11-1. Who knows?
Missouri's schedule's pretty favorable.
All right, November the 16th, LSU at Florida, Tennessee at Georgia. Those are obviously always on the list, but nothing new about that. The next week, the 23rd, Alabama is at Oklahoma. Again, a lot will depend on the previous 10 weeks or whatever it is. So that could be pretty interesting. Are you looking forward to that? Are you going to make that trip?
I don't know because it's right before the Iron Bowl. I think this year, though, I'm leaning towards – I haven't made any decisions. There was talk of my extended family, we all go somewhere for Thanksgiving this year and do something. But Alabama's in that Vegas tournament in basketball, and it's got nothing but dudes and fun written all over it. And I've been to Vegas during Thanksgiving, and it's awesome because not a lot of people are there, and that's what I want.
Can you get turkey?
I hate turkey.
I know.
I hate turkey, and I hate
Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving because it's got great football. I don't care about the rest of it. Why don't you care? Listen, I'm thankful every day. I don't have to be thankful on a random Thursday.
That's wonderful sentiment. All right, the last week, of course, you got the Iron Bowl, but you got and a host of others. You got the Egg Bowl, you got Clemson, South Carolina, yada, yada, yada. But Oklahoma at LSU that last week, and, of course, Texas at Texas A&M, we already talked about. That just got juiced up a little bit more.
It just got – if Schlossnagel is there –
and it hadn't been played in –
he better have a bodyguard.
7-8 years? What is it?
They hadn't played in a long time. I don't know. Well, no, it's –
since A&M's been there?
Since
2012?
That's how long
Didn't they carry it on after that a little bit?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe not. Okay.
I think they said bye-bye now.
Okay. Let's see, yeah.
Do you remember Johnny Manziel playing Texas? I don't.
No, he did not. I think it's a good
That's
point.
how I judge a lot of these things. Like, did Johnny Manziel play you?
I was trying to see if I wrote it down, but apparently I did not. Oh, they have not played since 2011. There you go.
Makes sense.
I did some research. That'd be a first. All right, we got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, greatest rock song of the 90s. I can't wait. Right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Alex City and west side of the lake. It's time to celebrate because the all-new Lake Martin Pizza is open with the area's best pizza, and it's just down Highway 63 South in our town. Lake Martin Pizza of Highway 63 has a huge outdoor seating area with enclosed heated comfort, a full bar with cold beer, wine, and full spirit selection with family ownership and fun for the whole family. Dine in or pick up. It's just a short drive to our town and is hands down the area's best pizza. Like us on Facebook to see upcoming live entertainment and watch sports on our 360 wraparound TVs. Rejoice! Lake Martin Pizza on Highway 63 is ready for you.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
Planting season is here, and the Potting Shed Garden Center is happy to give you professional landscaping advice when it comes to planting your shrubs and trees. Auburn's best kept secret will have it all this fall. Mums, pansies, pumpkins, and much more. All an array of colors and sizes, along with beautiful pots and containers, indoor plants, and a great selection of other gardening gifts. It's all at the Potting Shed Garden Shop, where natural elements reign supreme. Located on the corner of Moore's Mill and Society Hill Road in Auburn.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is Andrew McGreer at Dunning Roofing. At Dunning Roofing, we specialize in high-quality, premium roofs. We don't build roofs that just meet code requirements. We build quality roofs with premium materials that significantly exceed our competitors' warranties. We put money on your roof, not in our pockets. If you're looking for a top-quality roof, call Dunning Roofing today for your free quote at 256-307-7601 or visit us at DunningRoofingAL.com for more information.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Just a couple more segments left in tonight's show. Thank you so much for being with us. All right, we started this last week. We'll continue on. The greatest rock songs of the 90s. These are really alt-rock. All right, we're down.
Well, the 90s was alt.
Yeah, this is true. This is the top 16. These songs made it to the second round. I have reseeded them in order from what they were. We had a lot of upsets last week. So this could be interesting. All right, we each get 2 vetoes. You can use them, but you can't use it on the same song more than once.
Gotcha.
All right, here we go. Number 1 seed versus number 16. You got Smells Like Teen Spirit, Nirvana, versus You Get What You Give, the New Radicals, and the one-hit wonder.
Even though I'm not a huge fan of it, I'll go Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's just not my favorite song. It's not even I think it is sort of the quintessential song of the 90s, so I will go with that. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to use a veto this early, so I'm glad that you.
This is like watching Purdue, beat a 16 seed in the first round. Zach Edey, we're just going to feed Zach Edey.
Yeah. How about Florida's got a guy 7'9"?
7'9", 300 pounds. Actually, 300 pounds for 7'9". Yeah, I watched highlights of him the other day. That was just ridiculous. I mean,
Can he move?
Yeah, he's much more agile than you think. And people are like, he's Sean Bradley. No, he's white. And people are like, he's Sean Bradley. I'm like, no, he looks.
It's like Mark Eaton.
Mark Eaton was only 7'4".
I know, but
he's not quite as. Okay. Mark Eaton was a tree of a man.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
Okay. This guy's also a tree, just skinnier, and he moves pretty well. And everybody's like, "Oh my God, Florida!" But I think he's only a 3-star, and I think that people are like, "We'll just run him to death."
Could be interesting.
You could dribble between your legs and his legs.
You don't even. Yeah. You could dribble through his legs standing up. All right, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Yeah, they move on to the third round. All right, number 2 seed Wonderwall by Oasis. Good song.
I heard it the other day and thought about this.
Really? Versus the 15 seed, and of course you're a huge Matchbox 20 guy.
Yeah,
3 a.m. I Must Be Lonely.
Yeah, I'll go Wonderwall. I mean, I hate to go chalk here, but I will. I know it's tough. You thinking about using a veto?
I'm thinking. I don't know.
I think you hate to waste your veto on Matchbox 20 there.
But I do love that song. It's such a good song.
It is. It's catchy.
Now, Wonderwall is great, too.
And Wonderwall is more depressing to me.
It is, yeah. Matchbox, that is a little, Okay, just in case, I'll save it.
I think I'd settled on your veto. This is like wasting the time out in the first quarter.
All right, Wonderwall makes it through to the next round. All right, number 3, Jeremy, Pearl Jam. Good song. You could have gone Even Flow, could have gone Alive, could have gone Daughter, could have gone any of those, but we went with Jeremy. Versus Let Her Cry, Hootie and the Blowfish.
I just have a soft spot for Hootie and them.
Oh, there's no question.
I'm going Let Her
Cry. This is, to me, a runaway.
And plus,
I
like
like
said,
Pearl Jam, but
I dated a girl in college that loved Pearl Jam. Her name was Barry, and yes, but it was Barre. And
Ooh,
yeah.
You want to stay away from that.
Well, you know, it was fun while it lasted, and she's done well for herself, and I'm proud of her. And so
Darwin in the back to get high.
it was the weirdest. Like, people were like, "Why are you two together?" I mean, but it was one of those that, like, they really were. It was one of those. I saw a picture of her on a. We had these things called zaps. Y'all probably had them at Auburn. We have a zap. People come by and take pictures of you at a party. We didn't have phones to take pictures. Phones had to ruin zaps.
Wow.
But I used to love zaps. And there was a zap of her I saw at somebody else's house, and I said, that girl's beautiful. I got to ask her out. And I was like, I got to find out where she is. And I did, and I asked her out, and we dated for a while, and then we broke up.
Okay. It's a sad story.
You
Cry.
hate sad stories.
Let her cry moves on. All right, here we go. Interesting. Number 4 seed Creep, Radiohead, versus the number 13 seed One Headlight, the Wallflowers.
I like One Headlight, and I like Creep because Prince does a version of it from Coachella that I loved. It's awesome. I'll go Creep. If you want to veto,
I'm gonna go veto.
Okay, I'm fair.
One Headlight, the Wallflowers. That's too good.
I'm with you.
Creep's a little, it's I like, but it can be like, come on, man.
All right. So you've used the veto,
Right,
and I'm fair
yeah.
with it. I kind of tricked you into using that veto.
You probably did. All right, I can't choose between this one. Let's number 5 seed Lightning Crashes live versus the number 12 seed Hey Jealousy Gin Blossoms.
Well, I'll say this. Okay, then there was another girl I dated for a long time that loved that live song, and I remember, I just wasn't. I've never really been. I like music, but I'm not like I never really listened to the lyrics or whatever. She was like, oh yeah, and it talked about her placenta falling to the floor, and it made me think about my niece, and I was like, well, okay, but you said they say placenta in it? I've never heard placenta in a song before, but okay. And so I'm going to go the other way. What's the other one?
Hey Jealousy.
Hey Jealousy.
Yeah, Jealousy.
Yeah, I like Gin Blossoms.
Yeah, okay. I'm fine. I mean, live was really, perhaps I should have chosen a different song.
I like The Color of Gray by Live better.
Okay.
That's a great song.
Okay. Number 6 seed Runaround, Blues Traveler versus the 11 seed Shine, Collective Soul.
I'm going to go Blues Traveler here because I'm a sucker for a good harmonica.
I'm with you.
That's wrong.
I don't disagree.
My buddy Taylor Hicks, great with the harmonica.
Really?
Oh, he's just
going to
awesome.
be in Russell Land's.
He's going to be,
4th, right?
yeah. I mean, if I were not going to be at the beach, I'd be there. He's
what a friend you
Taylor,
are.
I know. Well, we're friends. I mean, he's not my best friend. He's a good dude. He's much better friends with my wife, but he's a good dude, and so he'll be here for Russell Land's. Go check it out.
All right, number 7, Mr. Jones and me, Counting Crows versus the 10 seed Santa Monica, Everclear.
Oh, that one's a tough one.
I've been living with your ghost.
Oh gosh, yeah, you're singing it makes me want to go Santa Monica.
It is,
but
so
I
good.
love Mr. Jones because that song starts out like two guys messing with each other, and then you end up and they're both like, I just don't even like myself. I mean, that song really is kind of me. I'll go Mr. Jones because I think that's what my heart's telling me.
See, I tricked you into doing that.
I know.
Veto.
Wait, how'd you trick me? You just used your 2 vetoes.
Because if I choose first, you can veto.
I know.
I got to go Santa Monica. It is just too cool.
I love it.
I could have put Father of Mine, too. That's another really
Father
good
of Mine's great.
All right, this one again. I can't choose, so maybe I should, and you can veto.
Yeah, that's the best one.
8, Semi-Charmed Kind of Life.
I like that.
Third Eye Blind versus the number 9 seed, Bittersweet Symphony, The Verve.
I got both of those. See,
I will say,
you remember back,
Semi-Charmed Kind of Life.
Okay, back when we used to have to buy music, right?
Yeah.
So I'd buy and put it on my iPhone, and those are 2 songs I still have on my iPhone. I was thinking about it today. I was like, I haven't even listened to any of the songs on my iPhone anymore because now if you want to hear a song, you can hear it directly, like immediately.
Just tell your phone to play
just tell
it.
my phone to play it. I love Bittersweet Symphony, but I love Semi-Charmed Kind of Life. I'll go Semi-Charmed Kind of Life if it's the extended version. that has that little bit extra in there.
Okay, we'll do it.
Huh?
I have no idea. Yes.
Okay, then it is.
All right, well, there you go. So on to round 3.
And you have no vetoes
next week.
left.
I have no vetoes. So it should be interesting. That's definitely for sure. Got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll close the show out right after this.
The show right now. All right.
We'll come back and just say goodbye.
Okay. Let's do
All
it.
right. More to come right after this.
The new owners of Stillwater's Country Club want to welcome you to play the area's premier course at Stillwater's with our new rate. Now, play for only $35 per 18 during the week and only $40 for the weekend. Stillwater's Golf is ready to give you the area's best golf experience, and many upgrades are coming, including a lighted range and course expansion. Meet the new staff and enjoy $35 per 18 Monday through Friday and $40 on the weekends. All at Stillwater's Country Club in Dadeville.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Thunderbolt Lightfoot at Oscar's Cafe on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, Alabama is looking to see you today. Now, let me tell you, they got great food. They've always had great food all these years. Now, they still got that atmosphere. They still got that service. They still cater. Let me stop right there. 15 to 415 they can handle. So give them a call today at Oscar's, Highway 49 South in Dadeville. 256-825-4827.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SEC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
OGS Tournaments presents Crank for Bank. Win over $1.6 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 75 tag crappie are waiting to be caught by you in Lake Martin. Register now online at crankforbank.com for only $120. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or the shores of Lake Martin to win over $1.6 million in cash and prizes. It's Crank for Bank.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. It's been a fun show. Thank you so much. I hope everyone enjoys their 4th of July coming up next week. It's, kind of crazy out there at times, so be careful. Thank you so much. Be sure to join us at the next go-around, Auburn Blitz, tomorrow at noon. For Luke Robinson, I'm Andy Grimm. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At Russell Medical, we're proud of our exceptional nurses, like Nurse Brandy Worthy. Brandy represents the selfless, compassionate clinical leader patients expect and coworkers admire. Brandy was recently honored with the Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence for her high standards, sound judgment, and caring manner. Her passion for her profession inspires us all.
Being a nurse is not just what you do, it's who you are. I'm proud to be a part of the nursing team at Russell Medical. We are the link between all hospital services, providing you with exceptional, personalized care.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill. And our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state, and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor wants you to know the only thing hotter than the summer on the lake is the hot incentives with all Mahindra tractors and farm implements and tough Spartan mowers. Right now, get the year's hottest deals on Mahindra with financing up to 84 months or 0%. Speaking of zero, see the huge selection of zero-turn Spartan mowers with 0% interest, financing up to 60 months. See the lake's authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer, Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, for deals that sizzle all season long.
Summertime is a special time. Time on the water, time away from work, and more time with family and friends. Make sure your heart is ready for the season with an appointment at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
With summer here, the kids out of school, and fun at the lake, illness or injury can strike at any time. Whether you're on vacation or just don't have time to go see your primary doctor, visit your friends and professionals at Ivy Creek Urgent Care, located at Highway 49 South, next to Stillwater's main entrance. With a rotation of 4 professional doctors and 3 nurse practitioners, they honor all walk-ins, get you in, properly treated, and out swift so you can be back to the summer fun fast. When you need urgent, see Ivy Creek Urgent Care, Daveville. No appointment needed.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.